Captain Goddard? Captain? Right here.
Oh, sorry to keep you waiting. Hey, what's that?
It's a body.
A body? Well, I knew someone would find it.
You did?
Sure. Of course, you know I saw it happen. That woman fell off the balcony into the lake. Hey, I knew one day she would come up.
I think that we're talking about two completely different things, Captain.
Isn't that Faith Cronin?
No, it's not. Can I borrow your phone to call the chief?
Sure. Who is it?
Well, I hate to be the one to tell you, Captain, but it's your new friend, Tony Osorio.
I can't thank you enough, Sissy, for getting rid of Tony's body.
Well, there wasn't any point in waiting any longer. It was quiet. No one was around.
We all thank you. I don't know what Debbie and I'd do if we had to give up our life here.
Tony Osorio may have cost me a lot of money, but at least he didn't cost me the end. No one's ever going to take this place away from me. Come on, Crystal, it's over.
Oh, I know. And I'm real happy for y'all. It's just now that the pressure's off about the body, I've had a chance to think.
Well, don't. It's not your strong point.
All I can think is my life's in one big mess.
Concentrate on the future.
It's not that easy. I mean, first I lost Randy, and then I lost my job. I just...
Well, as far as your job is concerned, I think Mrs. Meadows might appreciate your staying on here as a waitress.
Oh, Sissy's right. If bookings continue the way that they are, I'm going to need all the help I can get.
Thanks.
I'm afraid I've got some bad news. Jerry and I just found Tony Osorio dead in the lake.
The lake?
Yeah, we reeled him in while we were fishing.
Well, is the body still there?
No, we brought it up to Goddard's bait shop.
Come on, I want to see what's happening.
The lake?
I want the coroner's report ASAP. He was a guest at your place, right?
Yes, if it was Tony Osorio. Checked out yesterday. What happened to him?
Well, his neck was broken, Mrs. Meadows.
Who could have done it? I mean, a murder here in this place like Cedar Lake.
It's not the kind of crime we're used to here, at least not until recently, anyway.
Well, there's going to be a full-blown investigation. Mrs. Meadows, for starters, we're going to need to look at the victim's room.
Of course.
And then we're going to have to question the inn staff and the guests, and that includes you, Captain. We'll try not to cause too much of a disruption for you, okay?
You'll have my full cooperation.
Thanks. Quite a coincidence. This is the room that Faith Cronin was murdered in.
So I've been told.
You think this place is jinxed or something?
I wish you hadn't said that.
Oh, sorry. I really don't believe in that sort of stuff. Let's dust for prints. You can start over around the bed.
You do realize that my staff's been all over this room since Mr. Osorio checked out.
Of course.
Well, doesn't that mean that their fingerprints will be everywhere?
Don't worry. This is just procedure. Who would know exactly when Mr. Osorio checked out?
Oh, well, I guess I would. I was at the desk. It was about 10 a.m. yesterday morning.
I sure would like to see a copy of that credit card receipt.
Of course. Oh, you know, I just realized he paid cash.
That's unusual.
Not really.
After you finish here, dust the bathroom. I'll be downstairs with Jerry questioning the staff.
What's gonna happen to me? I mean, with the chief being here, he's bound to find out I'm on the run.
Don't worry, I'll take care of it.
Well, let's start questioning the staff. Excuse me. Are you staying at the inn, miss?
Holly works here.
Holly?
Warner.
Jerry, you and Mrs. Meadows gather up the rest of the staff, and I might as well start with you. How about in here?
Why don't you let me take care of the questioning, Chief?
Jerry, I still remember how to conduct an interview.
Oh, I know that. I just thought you might want to check the guest register.
Let's get the staff question first. Miss Warner?
I'm pretty sure Rita checked Mr. Osorio out fairly early yesterday morning.
Did you talk to him while he was here?
Well, I tried. When he checked in, he was pretty outgoing. Seemed like he liked the place. But after a while, he started keeping to himself.
Kind of a loner, huh?
Well, at first, he had all of his meals here in the dining room. But by the last night, he spent the entire time in his room. Never showed his face downstairs. And Rita said on his last morning, he didn't even want a breakfast tray brought up to his room. I asked him if he wanted to go hunting or fishing one day, and he said no. He acted like he was scared of something.
He was a friendly guy. Kind of guy who talked to anyone. We got acquainted when he bought a boat from me. And then I ended up in room 5 and he was in 4.
Did you talk to him the day he checked out?
Well, I couldn't find him. When I went to his room that day, Rita said that he had finished breakfast and had gone down to the lake to take out his boat.
And he checked out after that?
Well, I'm not sure. That pretty new girl here, Crystal, she said that he checked out right after she brought him breakfast.
I brought him his breakfast the morning he checked out.
Joe said Mr. Osorio turned down his breakfast tray that morning.
Right, but not until I got up there with it.
Did he say anything else that sticks out in your mind?
Not really, just no thanks for the breakfast and that he was headed for a shower.
Did you have any other conversations with him?
He wasn't very friendly. I don't think he liked it here.
Really? Did he indicate why?
I think it was because, from being at a lake. He told me he didn't like water.
He seemed like an okay guy. The morning he left, he gave me a nice tip.
You checked him out, correct?
That's right.
Did he mention to you where he was headed?
He didn't say a word to me.
Just to reconfirm, Mrs. Meadows, you checked Osorio out yourself yesterday morning at 10.
I did.
That time, did he say where he was headed?
I believe he said something about Boston.
He was going to Los Angeles. I remember because he told me he had an important meeting there, and he wanted me to starch a shirt for him.
He didn't mention who he was going to see, company name?
No, he just said Los Angeles.
Well, you've all been very cooperative, ladies.
Yeah, this helps us a lot.
Yes, indeed. I don't think we'll be bothering you again. Thanks.
Hope that won't take too long to fix. Can't believe how dull it's been around here without TV. What's the problem?
Oh, the wire's frayed. If I was you, I'd stay as far away from it as you can.
Well, I could handle a little shock.
This wouldn't be a little shock. I'm just gonna tape it up until I come back tomorrow with some more wire and insulation.
It's that dangerous?
Well, you touch any part of this line and you get 110 volts. That's up to 15 amps, and you'll get fried.
So I suppose that would be painful.
A little more than painful. Deadly. So be careful.
Let's go, ladies. Don't want you to miss another gourmet meal, hmm?
Wonder what slop they recycled for us tonight.
Hey, forget where the dining hall is?
Mind your own business. There's something I gotta take care of.
Where's your cellmate?
She was hungry. She went on ahead.
Oh, I guess I must have missed her. Is that your favorite program, Morris?
Sure is.
Ah, no wonder they call it an idiot box, huh?
Well, if you're so smart, why don't you try getting it to work?
No one else has been able to.
They're not as smart as you, Officer Fisher.
It's probably just a tube anyway.
The electrician was playing with that plug over there by the wall.
Well, looks okay.
Hey! Whoa, Fisher, you okay?
No, I'm fine.
Want me to get a doctor?
No.
That was a shocking experience, wasn't it, Officer Fisher?
Randy, what the hell are you doing in here?
Same thing I've always been doing, rewiring the building.
Yeah, well, I just got shocked from that plug, pal.
What? There's all worn insulation around there. You're lucky it didn't kill you.
Well, obviously you screwed up.
Hey, I'm positive I wrapped electrical tape around there yesterday. Somebody's... You were there. Didn't you see me do that?
Gosh, I don't remember.
Okay, don't anyone go near any of these wires until I fixed everything, okay?
Hey, I want to word with you. Real close, but no cigar.
What are you talking about?
You knew what was wrong with that wiring all along, didn't you?
Are you kidding?
Yeah, you let me plug it in because you knew what was going to happen. You tried to kill me.
Well, you've said some dumb things before, but to accuse me of trying to kill you? That shock must have blown your brain.
Listen, you just saved it. Because when it comes to my life, I've got one rule. I get you.
Jerry.
Can you believe this? This is the first time I've had until now to come down here.
I understand. I bet Chief Carson's really keeping you busy right now.
I tried to be the one to question you yesterday, but you saw how the chief jumped in.
Don't worry. He has no idea I'm, you know.
Well, we won't have to worry about that much longer. I've been going over the Walker kidnapping files with a fine-tooth comb, and I'm sure I'm going to find something that everyone else missed that's going to clear you.
Do you know how wonderful it is to hear you say that? To know you care for me the way you do?
Care? You know it's more than that, Holly.
I know. Sometimes it just seems too good to be true.
Have you read all the transcripts of yesterday's interview? Mine and yours?
Not yet.
Well, your notes say that Rita checked Osorio out.
Yeah, that's right. Both Joe and Rita herself told me that.
Well, Mrs. Meadows told me that she had the honors.
Well, that's odd.
Yeah. And thanks to Captain Goddard, I knew of one other contradiction yesterday. Look here. Rita told Goddard that Tony went to the lake after he had breakfast his last morning at the lake. But Crystal told Goddard that Tony checked out of there right after he ate.
Well, obviously, one of them's mistaken.
Well, I can't be sure if Tony even had that breakfast.
That's right, because Joe told me Tony turned it down.
Yeah, Joe got that from Rita, right? Well, Rita told Goddard that Tony took the tray and ate it right before his supposed walk down to the lake.
This doesn't look good, Chief.
Yeah, there's one other problem with Rita's story. Goddard told me that Tony bought a boat from him. Rita said that's why he went down to the lake.
Wait a minute. Crystal told me that Tony hated the water.
Hell of a reason to buy a boat, huh? And to top it off, Mrs. Meadows told me when she was checking Osorio out...
If she was checking him out.
Yeah, that Tony said he was on his way to Boston.
Sissy told me he was heading out...
Yeah, that Tony said he was going to Los Angeles. Starched the shirt for him, right?
This is crazy. I don't want to sound like a chauvinist or anything, but we are dealing with a group of women here who just had a murder committed underneath their noses. Maybe it made them a little bit nervous or flustered.
Yeah, it's possible. But we've got to get this all sorted out. Cedar Lake Police. Carson speaking. Yeah. The coroner. Yeah, shoot. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, we'll take it from here. The coroner here just gave me a little fact that you can't explain away with female nerves.
What's that?
Tony Osorio couldn't have checked out of that inn 2 mornings ago. Tony Osorio has been dead for 3 days. Let's find out what the hell is going on here.
Good morning, Goddard's Landing.
You talked to the cops about Tony?
Roy?
Just answer, Goddard.
Look, Roy, listen, I didn't have a choice. The police were questioning everyone who had been at the inn.
Where you shouldn't have been in the first place. I hope you kept quiet about our plans for the inn.
Well, why should I mention that?
Because once upon a time you mentioned that Ben killed his wife at that inn.
Look, Roy, what do I have to do to convince you? I didn't know I was fingering the Ben Cronin when I would talk to the police at that time. And I swear to you, if they want me to testify at his trial, I won't say one incriminating word.
I hope not, Goddard. And you better keep equally quiet about our interest in the inn.
Well, you know I will.
Because if word of it does get out, we'll know exactly where it came from. And you'll be dead.
Hi. Just thought I'd sneak over and make sure you're okay.
Did you blab to the cops about Tony being with the syndicate?
Why would I do something like that?
Well, maybe you like to live dangerously. But I warn you, Rita, if you tell anyone about what I told you about Tony or the inn, you and me will be the next ones they fish out of that lake.
Yeah?
Hi, Gloria. This is Crystal.
Well, don't tell me you want to talk to your son.
No.
Well, then what is it?
Well, I just wanted to let you know I got this new real good job at the inn in Cedar Lake. It's not a lot of money, but it's steady.
Steady's better than nothing.
So you can relax. I'll be sending you every penny that I owe you.
I'll believe that when I have it in my hands.
Well, you will, soon. Which means you'll keep your promise about telling Ricky about his mother, right?
Sure. I couldn't breathe a word to the brat if I wanted to anyway. He's gone.
What? Where'd he go?
Please let everyone on staff know we need to see them right now.
I'll be off the phone just a minute.
Right now?
I'll talk to you later.
You get everybody here, Miss Fox. You all have a lot of explaining to do. Okay, ladies. We started comparing statements, and it didn't take a genius to figure out that some of you ladies were lying.
I beg your pardon?
Your stories were loaded with contradictions.
Oh, Chief, I'm so sorry about that, but we've just opened the inn and we're still trying to get the hang of things. We've had more guests than we've expected, and...
I could almost accept all of that, Mrs. Meadows. Except I can't figure out how Tony Osorio checked out of here the day after he died. Now, the way it stands now, I should haul all of you into the station on suspicion of murder.
You can't do that.
Oh, and why is that, Mrs. Burroughs?
I don't know why I said that.
You all have a lot of explaining to do. Especially you, Mrs. Burroughs. You can't seem to keep a story straight to save your life.
Hey, look, I resent
Now,
that.
There's no getting around the fact that all of you lied about Osorio's checkout time now. What do you ladies know about his murder?
Why are you looking at me? I only know what I told you.
Oh, I don't think so, Mrs. Burroughs.
I'm telling you the truth. I don't know who killed Tony Osorio.
Leave her alone.
Debbie, sweetheart.
She doesn't know anything about that man. But maybe I do. I saw Mr. Osorio down by the lake a few days ago. He was arguing with another man.
Who was this other guy, Debbie?
I didn't recognize him. I mean, the way he was dressed, he didn't look like he was from around here.
Young lady, why didn't you tell us about this?
I just got back from an overnight field trip, and I didn't know until I walked in here that Mr. Osorio was murdered.
Okay. Why don't you sit down? I think we'd all like to hear about what you saw.
Whenever I have free time, I like to go to the lake. It's usually so nice and peaceful. Well, 3 days ago, I was there, and I saw Mr. Osorio and this other man. They were talking, actually shouting, so it was hard not to overhear.
How many times did we tell you not to let on who the buyer is?
I'm telling you, I didn't.
Look, I don't believe she suddenly buckled under for no reason. Not when she was refusing just a day ago. Now, how did she give in, Tony?
I'm telling you, I threatened her, but not the way you think.
And how?
Let's just say the lady has a few secrets she wants to keep.
And how did you learn her secrets?
Got it all on tape.
Give me that.
What do you need it for?
I think I should hear these ladies' secrets myself.
There's nothing on here has anything to do with you.
I think I should decide that for myself. Now, give me the tape, Tony.
No way.
Give me the tape, Tony. Give it to me. Looks like you got a few secrets of your own, huh, sir? You just made a very big mistake.
It looked like they were going to get into a real fight. I got scared, so I ran.
Well, this clears up a lot.
Seems to me you jumped all over Rita for no reason.
Oh, I wouldn't say for no reason. This still doesn't explain the contradicting statements. And why didn't you tell anybody about this?
Mrs. Meadows says our guests deserve their privacy. I mean, I felt guilty enough I eavesdropped on them.
This lady with secrets, who we can assume Osorio was blackmailing. You never heard anybody call her by name?
No.
Oh, well, more than likely, she's also mixed up in this. Hopefully that tape can lead us to her. Can you take us to the exact spot where Tony and his buddy were standing?
I think.
Jerry, I want you to get a team together and personally supervise the dredging of that lake. I want that tape.
Right away.
Look, I'd like you to come down to the station and go through a few mug books, see if you can identify this guy with Osorio.
All right.
And since she's a minor, I think a parent should be present.
I don't know if I'll be able to get away that long.
Mrs. Meadows?
Of course you can go, Rita. You have to.
What's wrong?
What do you think, Sissy? If Jerry's team finds that tape, I won't be the lady with secrets much longer.
Someone you know?
What?
It seemed like you were looking for someone in particular.
Oh, nah, just checking out the guys.
Chief, this is him.
This is the man you saw arguing with Osorio?
I'm sure of it. I mean, how can you forget a face like that?
No, you're right. Roy Scott, member of the syndicate. Well, he's right up there with the big boys. Excuse me, I want to get an APB out on him right away.
We found the tape. Do you have a cassette player I could use?
Yeah, use the one right behind the bar.
I really rather that you wouldn't, Jerry.
Beg pardon?
Well, this is new, very expensive equipment, and that tape's been at the bottom of the lake for a few days.
Oh, I bet there's no point in even trying to play it.
Well, I cleaned all the mud off of it and dried it out.
Yeah, you know those new plastics, they can withstand almost anything.
Let's see what we've got.
Looks like those new plastics aren't as indestructible as you thought.
I guess Chief Carson won't be able to use that as evidence.
Well, we won't be able to use it in court, but its existence does substantiate Debbie's story. And that means that the chief will be pretty much done with you all. We got him.
Tony's killer?
Debbie was right on the money.
How did you prove he actually whacked Tony?
Forensics boys. Hair and fiber samples tied Mr. Royce Scott directly to Osorio the day he was murdered.
All right. Guess that means one more headline about the murder. Well, that should be good for business.
Oh, but Patricia, at least it's over.
Yeah, and things can get back to normal.
I wouldn't say just totally normal.
Why?
All those conflicting statements y'all made are sticking in the chief's craw.
How stuck are we talking?
Well, if I know the chief, he's going to keep a real watchful eye on the Cedar Lake Inn.
Oh, but Jerry, you don't think that means that Holly
Don't
might...
you worry about Holly. I'm going to make sure she's just fine. By the way, where is she?
Oh, her usual hangout, the garden.
All right, thanks.
Thank you for the information, Francis.
I just believed it was the right thing to do.
Well, it certainly was. Yeah, this town could use a few more people like you.
We're almost completely booked for dinner again tonight.
Amazing. Even a gangland murder can't keep business away.
Well, with Sissy's cooking, nothing will scare him away.
Ladies?
Chief, is there something we can do for you?
Yeah, I'd like to see Holly Warner.
She's out.
Why do you want to see her?
Police business.
What kind of business do you have with Holly? I thought the Osorio case was all finished, tied up.
Look, have you seen her or not?
I don't know.
You never seem to know much of anything, do you, Mrs. Burroughs? Have any of you seen Holly? Holly Warner?
Yes?
You're under arrest for being an escapee and a fugitive from justice.
There must be some mistake, Chief.
Do you have a warrant?
Jerry? Jerry?
Sorry.
Now, you have a right to remain silent. If you give up that right to remain silent, anything you say can and will be used...
Now, hold on!
No. You hold on. All of you. You've been harboring a fugitive here.
They didn't know.
Miss Warner,
I
please.
swear. They all knew I was in prison, but I told them I was out on parole.
All right. Let's go.
Can I at least say goodbye?
Look, I have to finish reading your rights.
Chief, please.
Just keep in mind that this is the first exception I've made in 20 years.
I just wanted to tell you all. I'm sorry.
You have nothing to apologize for.
Yes, I do. I took advantage of Mrs. Meadows' hospitality.
Not at all. If there's anything we can do for you, believe me, honey, we'll do it.
Holly.
You're one brave woman. You know that.
Thanks, Rita.
If this were happening to me right now, I don't know what I'd do, you know? Or what Debbie would do.
You'll never have to worry about that, Rita.
You're gonna be strong, Holly. I know that.
I'm gonna miss you all.
We're gonna miss you too, honey. But we'll be right here waiting for you to come back home. You're gonna be okay.
I know.
Look, I've let this go on long enough.
Come on.
Now, you have the right to remain silent. If you give up that right to remain silent, anything you say can and will be used against you in the court of law. You have the right to speak.
Poor Holly.
We should have known we could have never fooled the cops. Not twice, anyway.
I understand. I appreciate the call, officer.
Who was that?
The police. They found Holly Warner. Taking her back to prison.
Good. That girl deserves everything she gets. Don't you think so, Michael?
Why don't you have a seat?
What's on your mind, Chief?
Well, I'm not going to beat around the bush. I know you are more than just casual friends with Holly Warner. You expect me to believe that you didn't know that she was an escapee?
Chief,
you recognize this. What the hell are you doing with the Walker kidnapping file?
I'm trying to help Holly, Chief. I know she's innocent.
Your job is to uphold the law, not to aid and abet the harboring of a fugitive. Until further investigation, you are on suspension.
So, what do you want today, Mr. Randall?
I have some news. Now, you can decide whether or not it's good. You've been pardoned.
What did you just say?
I know, I didn't listen to you. I just went ahead and put it through, and you got it. You're not going to yell at me, are you?
No, I'm not gonna yell at you.
Maria, I know you think I had no business doing what I did. But after the last time I saw you, I just couldn't write you off. I decided to help you even if you did refuse to help yourself.
You know, I've been thinking a lot since the last time I saw you. Mr. Randall, I always felt I had to atone for what I did to Russ. I mean, I still believe that. But there are some people in here that really made me realize that maybe I could do that better on the outside.
Maria, I can't tell you how relieved I am to hear you say that. Now, if you're ready to get out of here, we got it all signed, sealed, and delivered.
What, right now, right this second?
That's right. Now, why don't you go get your things together, and I'll drive you home.
Thank you.
Can't believe it. Finally get my own cell.
So you're that happy to get rid of me?
I don't know. Guess I could have had a worse roommate. Actually, you're a lot tougher than I thought. You get points for that.
Is it that important to you, Kath, being tough?
It is if you want to survive.
Look, I've known you long enough to know that that's not what's under that skin of yours. It's not hard to see. Think about your son often.
Go on, get out of here, all right?
Look, stay away from Fisher, okay?
You tell him to stay away from me.
Can't fight him, Kath.
Maybe yes, maybe no. All I know is as long as he keeps taking advantage of us the way he does, I'm gonna keep fighting him.
Minnie.
Oh, hey. Say, feels a lot better going out than coming in, doesn't it? And if you weren't in such a rush, we'd have thrown you a going-away party.
Minnie.
Huh? I'm gonna miss you so much. I'm gonna miss you too.
We know you're going to do great things out there.
I'll do the best I can.
Yeah, you just go out there and do all those things that I told you I wish I'd done. And while you're at it, try and win the lottery.
I'll try. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
Oh, I gotta go. I'll never forget you.
Holly.
Maria, hi.
Hi.
Come on.
Will you just wait a minute? What happened? Where have you been all this time?
What happened is she got caught, just like they all do, and she doesn't have time to talk, Trent. She has a nice little bunk in solitary waiting for her.
Solitary? But I haven't done anything.
Well, I just wanted you to feel at home real fast.
You can't do that.
Just because you're not inside anymore doesn't mean you have a say in these things, Trent.
Look, you take care of yourself, okay?
Don't worry, Maria. I'll be just fine.
Yeah. Yeah, don't worry, Trent. I'm still here to take care of her.
Damn it.
How many times have I told you not to play ball in this house? I don't want it to happen again, do you understand? Otherwise, Mommy's going to put Robbie right back in that cold, dark shack. And you don't want that, do you?
Robbie, why don't you go play in your room? I'll come see you in a little bit, okay? So, you did it.
Did what?
I heard exactly everything you said to Robbie just now. I want to believe it was just a sick joke. Was it?
No, Michael. I wasn't joking. I did it. I did it to teach you a lesson.
Teach me a lesson? You left our son alone in a shack for 4 whole days and nights?
Well, I've been alone in this shack for 4 whole years.
How the hell could you do it? Your own son!
Well, you got him back in one piece, didn't you?
That doesn't matter. You abused a child. And you sent an innocent girl to prison for it.
Well, that's as much your fault as it is mine.
My fault?
The way you leered at her. The things that I knew you were thinking, and you didn't give a damn if I noticed.
So you risked your own son's life so you could get Holly out of the way? Wasn't firing her enough?
No, because I also had to teach you a lesson.
I told you. I'm telling you now, the girl lied. I never touched her.
So you say. I did what I thought had to be done.
Get out of here. I don't even want to look at you right now. And keep away from my son. Tom, it's Mike Walker. Could I pose a hypothetical legal question? It's about that girl, Holly Warner. Say she really were telling the truth. She didn't kidnap Robbie. I didn't say that. I'm just curious. What if she really were innocent and someone...
You don't need hypothetical advice, Michael. You need some cold, hard facts. So let me give you a few. You go to the police with this, and I'll ruin you. I swear it.
I feel so terrible about Holly.
I understand. But right now is the time for you to feel good for yourself.
I know, but you don't understand. She's never been able to take care of herself on the inside. I mean, it's just awful.
Maria, you've got to try to forget about that right now.
No, Mr. Randall, I don't think I ever will. You know, Nell had said something to me right after I'd seen you last. She was trying to talk me into taking the pardon. Because she said they needed more people working on the outside to change what is going on in there. She thinks that's what I should do.
Yes, but is that something that you want to do?
I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. I can't make a decision about my life right this second. But I do know that it would be something I could do for the people who've been very supportive of me.
Maria, you don't have to repay back anyone for anything. Now, look, if you're interested in getting involved in prison reform, maybe I could look into it for you.
No, Mr. Randall. You have already been so helpful.
Now, look, why don't you enjoy your first few days of freedom, and then we'll talk about it. All right, tell me, any place you need to go?
Can you take me to the bus stop?
Sure. Do you have someplace to go?
Yes, I'm going to go see a friend. Up at Cedar Lake?
Okay.
Can I help you?
I hope so. I'm looking for someone named Crystal Fox. My name's Ricky Robbins.